It's 6 o'clock.
Might as well get it going. 'Cause I think they got us on news anyway, so. Okay. I call the meeting to order. And our first thing is consideration of approval of minutes of 7/28/15. Did all of you receive a copy? They're in there.
Yes, I did.
Get one, Michael?
I did, I printed them off.
Okay, we'll give you a few minutes to scan over it right quick. Okay, having read the minutes, need a motion for approval.
I so move.
Do you
Okay,
need a second, or do you?
yes,
I'll
a second. And we will now have a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, our next item is the renewal of the Tree City application before the year's end. I'm going to ask Maxine to kind of give us a broad system on that.
Well, the Tree City application is due by December the 31st. Up until last year, it was always done by the chairman of the Forestry Board. Then last year, not knowing when that was due, I let it lapse. And then I worked with Mark Bays. He helped me to get it through so that we could remain a Tree City. So that's what I did, and I don't want to do that again this year. So we've already started looking at it, and I just wanted to let you all know that I will go ahead and bring that up. I will also put in all of the information that you all gave me on the activities that we did for Arbor's Day and anything else that you all want me to add. We did not have the tree giveaway this year because, again, I missed the timeline, not knowing exactly when all that was. But, so we'll do that for the 2016 year.
Might show you, this is our application for
Yes,
resurfacing.
it's attached.
Did you pull it up on this one here?
I did, I just printed this off to bring
Yeah.
in, and I looked at all of it.
That's what I did too.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to run a copy of it? Well, you
There's
got
a
one.
copy.
There's a
in
copy
here.
in here, yes.
Okay. So it looks like we pretty much covered what we needed to.
Right, right, and I'll go ahead and get that done, and I'll send it to you for review. In fact, I'll send it to all of you before I send it in.
Okay.
And
Yeah, we better do it early so we get it done.
absolutely, absolutely.
Fine.
But we did get our new leaf for the year. So this will be the 19th year, I believe.
So don't they give 5 and 10 years? And that would, it is, oh man, 5 and 10 years. Special 5 and 10 year awards. That if you, so next year we should get.
Yes, yeah, next year you should get another one.
So we don't want to miss any of those.
No.
And we can get an award for it.
We had a note on our minutes from last month about seeing if there's any other than the Apache Foundation. Has anyone learned of any other sources?
No, I have not.
Well, let's see, keep beautiful, keep, wasn't that what you had out here a while ago?
Keep Oklahoma Beautiful. Well, this is the True Bank Foundation flyer.
That's all
that
we're doing then on this one now.
That's the flyer that we get.
Okay.
You can pass it around and look at it. We just got that last month, I believe it is.
Okay, there's a awards from Keep Oklahoma Beautiful, so. Okay, is there anything further about the Tree City application before the year's end that you know of?
Not that I know of.
By
Not that I know of. Just-
submitting it, it's not a guarantee, right?
No,
But
no, but it's
Fairly likely.
fairly likely,
Okay.
yes.
Well, we've got pretty good because we got that
And
from St.
if,
Mary's.
yeah,
and
if
that.
I have not, if I've not understood something, I have no problem calling Mr. Bays.
Okay.
He's very helpful.
Okay, good.
Well, that helps. a
It
great deal.
does, it
That
does,
helps.
having somebody to rely on. And I hate to say, Roberta, I'm gonna hand this over to you and let you do it.
I can try it.
You certainly can, if you want it, I would be willing to let you.
I'll see what you do and I'll follow from that.
All right.
So I know.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work.
Okay, our next item on the agenda is discussion of application for tree bank tree to give away in 2016. Now, we're talking a year ahead,
Right.
and we were talking here about it, and Maxine has donated. We'd like to see some more donations go in, and maybe that will help us move up on the list. Would there be any possibility that some of us would pay like $5 in?
Oh,
And
sure.
say it comes from the board?
What's our monetary goal for this
Well,
objective?
The last tree giveaway that we did have was last spring, I believe it was. Didn't we have one in
I
the
think
spring?
it was fall. I
Was
don't
it in
think so.
fall?
I think
So it was
fall.
a year ago.
Yeah,
It must
we
have been
did
right
get
after Betsy left and
I
gave
think
it
so.
up.
I believe, isn't that right?
That's right.
And what we did then, we asked for donations when people got a tree. We'd never done that before. And it was received well. We got several donations. I think we got probably $30, $35. And then I threw in, I don't know, $60, $70 anyway. I sent it in so that we would have something that had been donated. Because all these years that they've been giving us trees, I think Betsy was the only one to donate
I think so.
anything.
I think she was doing it.
So,
Didn't Betsy do it kind of for membership?
I don't know how she did it.
I was thinking that she kind of paid her membership and they counted that into it.
Maybe so. I
So-
didn't know anything about the membership thing.
Might look at that and see.
I
and
will.
If it is, we can count, if we each did $5, we could count that as a membership of the board.
Okay, that sounds good to me. And in the meantime, we can find out a little bit more.
Right, and that will.
If I get the chance to, I can email Betsy and see if she can give me more information, because, I mean, I've been going in the dark, kind of,
Yeah.
because she had handled everything for so many years, and all I did was do the agenda and bring it to her, and she kind of handled it. So that's kind of where we are right now. But the tree giveaway has always gone over really well. Everybody loves it. This last time we only had about 100 trees, but the first 2 or 3 times we had
Gosh, one year we had about
2,000.
Yeah.
Wasn't
One
it
year,
about
yeah, one year
2,000?
we done 2,500,
Yeah, I knew it
and then we
was.
done 1,500, yeah.
And these are the trees that come from the Apache Nation,
Yes.
their Tree Bank Foundation?
Yes, and they're
And-
beautiful trees. They're not little bitty scrawny trees. These are trees that are in tubs about like that, and they're
about 5
about
gallon buckets.
2.5, 3 inch stem,
And
trunk.
so Betsy was a member of the Tree Bank Foundation.
No, she was
No, she
board,
was the-
forestry board. Yeah.
So our board is a member of the foundation.
That's
I
what
see.
I think
I
she
see.
said she did, but
Okay.
it may have ran through.
Sorry,
it.
I'm just
No,
trying
you're
to.
probably right. I think I will contact her and see if she can kind of explain to me how she did that, because
Yeah.
I just knew she had never said that we never gave enough, really.
Okay.
So,
And
Well, I'll contact this Nikki Largent. Who
Oh,
looks
yes,
like
that's who-
she's
yeah, I-
in
I
charge
talked
of
to
that.
her.
Did you? Okay.
yeah, I've been dealing with her, and that's who I keep her in my email.
Okay.
But
So
you go ahead and call
Yeah.
her. I don't have a problem with it.
It said that their trees had been funded by the Apache Corporation also, but no longer are, so.
well, the Apaches have been good.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think it's an oil company, and they're
Yes.
probably a little bit on the
It is.
downturn like everybody.
Right.
Oh, so it's not Apache Nation, it's Apache.
A corporation.
Corporation,
Uh-huh.
yes.
And I think most of them are out there, the trees in
I
there.
thought I
are by
had something
pots.
on them, but
Because behind that,
Oh,
there's
really?
just trees after trees.
Now that is Arcadia Tree Farm, and that's owned by
Aubrey.
Aubrey
Aubrey, and
Clinton.
he had some part in that tree.
yeah, there
back
was
here.
something.
My neighbor is their office manager.
Aha.
Well, we'll take the scrub trees.
Yeah.
To plant around the city.
Yeah.
And here's a little donation envelope.
This goes to Bethany, doesn't it? Yes, I want to add trees. And I want to make a gift to the tree bank of $35. So now this does not say anything about a membership.
No,
but-
mine never did either.
So it maybe is like this, that if we donate $35 from our board, I think it would look pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
do
think
that.
it would too.
So that would mean 5 of us on the board to pay, so. But anyway, this is a good envelope to have, to know what to do with it.
Yeah, you can hang in it, or I'll hold on to it.
I'll probably give you the money to mail it in, do it at one time.
And when is it due?
It's due any time. We have to do it before July, probably July was when we make our.
Okay, and then
So we
the
could-
tree bank is in the fall?
Yes.
Okay.
Because see, we have a meeting in January after this, so that would be our next meeting, and we could do that at that time.
Sure.
And our next item for discussion is application for the giveaway, which we already know. And I think one other thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about is what we're going to do for Arbor Day.
Okay, that will come under staff report.
Okay, so we're in the staff report. I would like to personally see grades 1 through 4 and have sheets all over town of kids, what they've done with trees. And I think that could be something very good.
Just to distribute them or to ask them to do posters or?
Do posters and then put them up, and then put the young children, the ones like we had last year,
Mhm.
here,
Mhm.
and then see if we can get
A
places
few of the.
all across town that we can put them up and let them see what these kids can do and how they can do it.
Well, one store that would really lend itself is like the old Lintz building, you know, with all those windows and without it being used, you
Yeah.
could really.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be downtown where people would see them, and we don't have to leave them more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but that would be a nice time to do
Yeah,
that.
I think
But
that would be.
Now, in the past, had it just been the St. Mary's children?
yes,
Do you want to extend it to Guthrie Public or keep it just at St.
if
Mary's?
you think you can do Guthrie Public, I'd be all for it, or if nothing else,
We
4
haven't
grades.
been successful doing that yet. We
Most
tried.
of the
We have tried.
Yeah, most of the school teachers don't want to take the time because they're teaching for tests and all of that, so, but at St. Mary's, it's been very cooperative. And Mike fixed a tree for us last spring, or this spring, and did that for the kids, and that was just fun watching those kids shovel. They were getting after it.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was something really nice, that the kids got to know, and he asked some questions, and those kids knew it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really good. So if
And that
we
was
can,
actually, we had done it with St. Mary's before as well. It was just a small enough environment that it's a
So they
little
could
easier.
get done, yeah.
so if we could have enough people go into the different schools and seeing if they would do it, I'd love to have it.
Well, both of my children are at Fogarty. I have a second grader and a third grader. So I might be
think that
able
would be,
to,
and their new principal or vice principal.
Miss Todd.
Yeah.
So-
I talked with her about that this summer, about possibly. So maybe that would be one school that
Just
would
do
get
it at
good
Fogarty.
cooperation.
Yeah, I think it would be great, and I think it would be great for the kids.
And if it works out well, then
Here's
maybe
what we
the
did.
other schools
We
will.
posted those down in the lobby, and they were just so cute.
And these
That's
were
adorable.
kids from 3 to 6.
That did those.
And they did pretty good
I
for
thought
the
they
age
did
they
too.
They
were.
did great. They did like little paper mache things on their construction paper. That's adorable. So yeah, maybe if we just started with Fogarty and we had a good program, then maybe Cotterell and Central would want to do something.
I think
later.
try to do it and see what we can do. And
Yeah.
I would say St. Mary's would do it.
Again, sure.
And
Yeah.
you're pretty cooperative with them, right?
Mhm.
You know them. You would do, and if we, and I don't know whether you are interested in this at this point, but I'd like to do our Arbor Day for Guthrie this, about the same time we did it this past year in April. It'd be about the 24th. No, it would be 23rd, I think,
Okay.
this year.
Be after 89ers.
Yeah. And if we could get that and then put them
It
out.
makes the weather generally nice to plant some trees
I
and
don't have
stuff.
a calendar yet.
Let's see, this coming year is, what is it, where it skips a year? I mean,
Leap
it's
year?
Oh,
leap
okay.
year, yeah, so I think that is this 2016. will be.
Okay.
Huh. I hadn't even thought about that. Okay. April
I think it'd be at the 23rd.
23rd, Saturday.
No, we don't want to do it on a weeknight when they're in school. They can do it. Probably though, that weekend is going to be,
So the last week of the month, maybe?
yeah, we could do it the 26th, which would be after 89ers. And I think in Earth Day, the 25th of April.
Blue, you're into that.
We go with that.
No, I think it is about then,
It's
sometime
somewhere
between
along
then and
there.
May 1st.
Well,
anyway.
we'll do a little bit of research and see if we can get a date figured out, and
Early enough to work on it.
and we can even talk about this in January, because
Right.
we'll have
I want
Maybe
people to
in
start
January.
April
thinking.
22nd, 2016 is Earth Day.
okay, good.
Well, we could do it shortly after. There's
Mhm.
nobody
So
says
the-
we have to do it right.
So the 26th would be a good time, if that's on, because that's
Friday.
Friday, and then the
And
next.
it's a Monday, I think, or Tuesday.
No, the 22nd is a
The Friday.
Friday, excuse me.
Okay. So it would be a nice time to do it. It would
Mhm.
be nice weather, I think.
Mhm.
And we can get it started, and then also ask the city council or mayor to do our
Mhm.
proclamation.
Proclamation, yes, we'll do a
So we can
proclamation.
get all of these things done.
Yes,
Not have to do it last minute.
that's right, we don't want to do that. I don't like doing things last minute.
Well, that might, some years, especially at first, we had a tree giveaway both in the spring and the fall.
Yes, we did. And we might find out, if you talk to Ms. Larger.
Yeah, I will. And I'll ask Jared to
Yeah,
see if he knows anything about other sources or that, since,
I think he's pretty knowledgeable of everything.
I gave out your name and Jared's name to Sandy Bothroyd. They've got a huge tree in front of their home over there on, it's not their home, it's they own the place though. I mean, it's huge. I have no idea how old that tree might be, but they need some guidance on how to keep it healthy. And it needs trimming and it needs some movement in the,
Really?
but it's a gorgeous old tree. And so you might be hearing from her.
Okay.
Okay, any other information in the staff report?
Just, you know, we had talked about the different companies that had helped
Yes,
last spring.
I haven't forgotten that.
And I have, you know, I spoke with Daryl, who kind of headed it up, and I know he just said it was a great day for them. They enjoyed the interaction with the city employees. They enjoyed working together because they don't usually get to do that, and then how much they accomplished. They felt good about that. I said that, you know, about it wasn't the purpose of it, but the city would like to recognize them, and he kind of, you know, deferred on that. But I sent an email to his wife just to ask her if she might just give me a list of the companies. And I also asked Daryl if there's any possibility of them considering another day of service this next spring. And I wouldn't, I might think that they would consider that real positively. And Blue, maybe for you to be thinking what area you would like them to address, whether it be more in Mineral Wells or in Highland, or just be thinking about that. And you'll probably get the suggestions from lots of places.
Okay.
But anyway, that they enjoyed it as much as we're thankful for it.
So
That's
where
wonderful.
do they work out of the city mostly?
This is what
Mostly
they
they're
did.
in Logan County.
This is what they did, Diane. Look in those front pictures.
Other than there's a,
They gave their time and machinery and their employees, and they helped cut down and trim up trees that we couldn't do. And it was really,
no, it's certainly not.
it was really appreciated. It was probably, if you want to get monetarily involved, it was probably about $40,000 worth of work. And we were just so thrilled.
That's to be well worth it.
It was wonderful.
Well, it really, you know, between the care that the Parks Department, and then having that pavilion redone within the last few years, and then having that old water building, and then this was like the exclamation point. I thought that park was more beautiful all year, and then our good rain this spring, it
Yes.
was just exceptionally beautiful.
Right.
I had somebody that had brought cars to that car show in there from western part of the state, and they had never seen Mineral Wells Park before, and that was, you know, part of their accolades was
Well,
how nice that
wonderful.
park
It's
was.
where I like to take people who've never been to Guthrie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that helps to have those cleaned up and everything,
Yeah.
and that really makes it look nice. Any other information on the staff report?
I would like to mention that the redbud tree in front of the library gave up the ghost.
I think it's been dead for a little
Anyway, it's been cut back and we're going to take the stump out. But did those people say they were going to buy another tree that's been helping us keep that clean?
They mentioned about purchasing.
And I gave them the suggestion of a Chinese pistache because they are such beautiful trees. And they are very friendly urban landscape type trees. I was going to where did I? It's on page 4. There it is. And a beautiful tree.
Oh, it's amazing.
Mhm.
They turn
So it'll give you lots of color, different seasons.
yeah, lots of color.
That would really contrast well with
Right.
the brick.
Some of them get really yellow, some of them get really red, but anyway, they're just gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous. And they're not a great big tree. They're in the same size family as the redbud. They're nice. So I hope that that's what they will do. Blue will get a hold of them and find out. But I wanted to bring that up because we try to keep the trees.
I think that would be very nice.
So
Do you know what the cost is for that type of tree?
it depends on the size that
Right.
you get.
Yeah.
They had some at the giveaway
Oh, did they?
that last one, and I was just amazed that more people didn't take those because they are such lovely little trees. And if you go down to Edmond, you see all that color along on the boulevards and things. That's what that is. Of course, I love trees. So, anything else, Blue? What you got going?
I don't have anything going.
This was a good meeting just to kind of discuss some of these things that we have not been able to do in a while. So,
Are there any requests or comments
Yes.
from board members?
and remember when we send out for requests, you all have to tell us what you want put on this agenda. If there's some particular area that you're looking at that you want to make some suggestions or
Well, if we make a suggestion, are we going to have funds to make it?
could possibly,
Do we need to come up with the funds also when we come up with a
that's
suggestion?
possibly too.
That's helpful. I mean, I can come up with lots of ideas, but what's the point?
Well, you might explain to him what you just said about, he wasn't here when you were talking about our donation.
We talked about on the trees that we did not get any this year. And we are going to put in an application for trees for next year. And we talked about the possibility of the board giving in some money as a gift to them and suggested $5 per person on the board.
Pretty modest.
And then we would send it in with Maxine, and that way we'd have the board members on, and then we would have her
And
on.
anybody else that wants to
You know,
donate.
somebody else that wants to
Because
donate.
we have given out trees, and it wasn't until this last one that we even thought about asking for donations. And we got a little bit, not a lot, but
But I think we will do that again.
yes,
Because
yes.
that's what they expect us for
Sure.
us to do some
We
donations.
need
Okay.
to give back a little bit.
Even if they throw in a $5 bill, it's some
Right.
help.
Yeah.
I think that's.
That's a
There isn't
small
anywhere
amount
else
for
you
a
can
tree.
pay $5 for a tree.
That's right.
Yes,
And
that's
so,
right.
you know, if we just kind of look at it that way and just put out a bucket and ask for a donation, most people will drop something in. And it may not be much, but it may be a lot. And it could help them and us at the same time.
Well, and if we start providing our donations to Apache or whoever we're receiving trees from, maybe they'll start sending us more.
That's probably what will happen.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing too, because at one time, and I'll repeat it, this, that we had 2,500
Yeah, the
trees.
first
one
couple of times that we
And
gave away.
year. We'd like to even get 100 if at all possible to get back in.
And at that time, we included all of Logan County
Mhm.
in the area, so
So a lot depends on how many
how
trees
many
we get.
so.
If we can get more than 100, we'll go outside.
So I think before were they given to residents who showed up? So if we had more of a plan where we got bang for our buck, you think that would, if we kind of made more of them, we'd get more in the future?
I think we would if we,
Are we moving more toward that direction?
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because you give them away for nothing, kind of, then people, it's kind of human nature. Well, if it's free, it has limited value.
Maybe we should make him chairman of the subcommittee for the tree giveaway.
Well, that's true.
I second.
If you do that and you do it free, people don't take care. But if
Right, they may not
pay
even
them,
water it if
right.
it's given to them for free, but if,
If they-
and if it's a project, we know they'll be cared for, it's visible, and
Right.
when you give them away, well, where did they go? Well, they're here, but it's hard to
Well,
pinpoint.
and you see, we would also take pictures of what we're doing, and this is so that we can stay part of the Tree City. And it would be nice to take pictures of some of the residents planting their trees that we're giving away.
Or even some of the trees that were planted a few years
Yes,
ago that.
yes.
Well, yeah, like if we took a picture, they're more likely to be responsible and care for it. If we just give it to them, there's no
Yes.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, there needs to be a connection
Yeah.
there, I agree.
Well, I know where some have been that came in and got it when we wasn't charging, and that's down at the funeral home. There's several, there's 3 trees, I think, there, and they got them all from us, so that would be some good ones to take
Yeah, it
pictures
would,
of.
the trees across from the junior high, those came from our tree giveaway, and the chapels planted those.
Right.
But those were those columnar oaks that we had once or twice.
So we have places that got the past, and then if we keep doing things like this, that people know that you're taking pictures and going to have some of these things, that may do better too.
Since we have less of them now, are we going to be more particular about who gets them? Or is it
Well,
just
that's
first
why
come?
we kept it just for the city of Guthrie residences last time, and they had to show a water bill or something.
Well, when you're talking like people in Noble that have businesses that have it professionally landscaped, that tree's gonna have a better chance than someone you just give it to for free, and who may or may not care, may not even know how to care for it.
But most of the time, when we did these, we gave directions on how to plant and how to take care of
Educate
it.
them.
And most people, I think that
Seem to be pretty
they
interested in
like trees.
correctly doing it.
They wanted to do it correctly and take care of it. So even though it was given out free, I think the people that are interested in trees are the ones that show up. You may have a few that don't.
Yeah, there's gonna be some people who just want it because it's free.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll give them a piece of candy and
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's kind of all I have right now.
Okay, does anybody else have any comments?
If we had more people who wanted a tree than we had trees, we could always make it fun and have a raffle.
Oh, that is a great idea.
Wonderful
The more of a
idea.
struggle you make it to get it, the better they're gonna care for
They
it, I
would be
think.
much more excited
Yeah.
to have it. And I even
More pride.
saw there was this one city in Ireland, in an effort to get their community more involved with the trees, they put a plaque and named their oldest trees in the city. So then the kids, especially in school, would take field trips walking around their city to, which some of ours could walk in some areas, but to see the older trees that we have.
We did do a tree inventory back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
About 2001, 2000,
Around
2000, right around 2000. We did a tree inventory and it was great.
I mean, if
But
you
we
name a
did-
tree,
we
it's almost
didn't-
like a personification and people want
Yeah.
to take care of it. and
That's
see it.
that's a good thing. I think we need to do another one.
But we should know a little ahead of when we'd give them out, what
Right.
number we're gonna get. So that
Right.
would kind of give you some idea
They'll
of
give
what we
us
might have.
an idea
I don't know, I
how many
know,
trees will be available of each species.
Well, just to kind of review, when is that application due? Before the first of the year, before the 1st of December, or?
We're talking about the tree bank
Yeah.
application, that's not due until,
Okay,
in fact, I'll probably have to call Nikki and find out exactly when it's due, if they're
Okay.
planning on giving
and then
those
the
away.
Apache Foundation, when is their application?
That goes right along with Nikki.
So
Okay.
the only
Nikki.
timeline that we have is Tree City.
Yeah, right now, the
Okay.
Tree City's the one that's due before the end of the
Okay.
year.
Would it just be neat with this application, some of the ideas that have been spoken of, maybe even if it's not a complete tree inventory, a few of the significant trees, or some pictures of trees that we've received in the past. Even our plans for Arbor Day, if all of those things were submitted with our application for the trees, it might be all
I don't know if I have a
helpful or,
I have a copy of the application for
I've done a lot of
Tree
planting
City at
too, with a lot
the
of trees,
office,
trees
but I don't
Yeah.
have it with me.
well, I know that we can get pictures there from the funeral.
uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
And those, and I've noticed, I mean, I have some that came from there that are pretty good size now and stuff. And some I've
I
planted
have
in
a
the
mass of
park
photos
Yeah.
and
that are
information
done,
in the
like those
office.
bald cypress
Yeah,
there by
yeah.
they're pretty good size
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's great.
I've got a really great camera with a wide angle zoom lens, so I could take some really great pictures
Oh, that
of our
would be
older
wonderful.
trees.
Yeah,
Good.
that would be,
Well, that tree I was just telling you all about, that's, it's on the right of way, but it's still Sandy and Brian's tree. It's a beautiful old tree. It's an elm, and it's huge. I don't know if I've ever seen an elm that big. It's over on East Logan, no, East Answer. East Answer, I think.
where do they live at?
Well, they live
From-
out south
oh,
of town.
okay,
This
but
is
it's
one of their rental property.
Okay,
I've got the address but you can go down, when you go east, and I'm trying to think if it's Mansur or Logan.
Yeah, I have trouble with those too.
I can't remember which one
Didn't
it
really
is.
approximate, but not exactly, which is.
You can't miss it. It hangs way out over into the road, and it meets another tree on the other side, so you feel like you're going through a tunnel. And the branch that hangs over, it's huge, and it's low enough that the garbage truck hits it. You can see where it's been bruised.
No, that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I see.
It's-
I
it's
think
romantic
he needs a
looking.
name.
I know. There you go. And that was one of the things Sandy was wondering about, was the fact that it's such an old tree. Do we want to recognize that tree and do what we
Yeah.
can to, so that's something y'all need to think about. And
Didn't they put plaques on somebody
We-
out at Highland Park?
Yep.
we went to Highland
Okay.
we went to Mineral Wells. I don't know if they went to the cemetery or not, but
No, we did, I don't know.
When you did your last inventory?
yes.
So
And
do
they
we have
had-
a list of the ones that got a
Oh,
plaque?
I'll have to look back into the archives. I have no idea where they are now. Do some of those old trees still have the plaques on them?
Some
they-
still was,
There was one there by the
the pond,
pond that has
right,
and it gave the botanical name
yeah,
and the common name
yeah.
The approximate
and the
age?
approximate age, I believe. Yeah,
That'd be fun.
it would be.
yeah, when we're talking about getting little kids involved in Arbor Day thing, if you had them name trees, that'd get
We could have a
little
name
ones.
contest
Oh.
for Arbor
Oh,
Day. We could
that's-
have a name contest.
That's beautiful. That's a great idea.
And I mean, there's a lot of things to do if we really want to
Mhm.
get into it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that if we can get the trees, I think we can do a lot with them.
Very good.
And we can put
Help
out a
me
bucket
remember
for
all
it.
this stuff.
Yeah, that's progress.
Cause I gotta type this up.
Any further comments from board members?
Yeah, I have a question. So with the application, the trees are just gonna be for Guthrie? And they're, if we get it, it's gonna be first come, first serve?
It depends on how many trees and how you all want to do it.
Well,
We're given different numbers depending on how many
Yeah, how
we
many they have.
received.
I wonder if we had a more clear vision, you know, if that would make us stand out more.
I think if we did it,
Like
are you
a-
just talking about the tree giveaway or us as a board in general?
I know the
Yeah.
giveaway, and it could be a modest number.
This is a whole different thing than the
That's-
giveaway.
That's
tree
different.
season.
Okay, I'm getting
That's
mixed up. Okay,
I don't have a copy of their application. I
okay.
have to find one.
Oh, okay,
They
that's just to be
usually
continue the
they
certification.
Yeah,
Okay.
they usually send us that. They didn't do that this year. I didn't receive that, so.
Well, I think my point was like with the giveaway, I think that's good, to reduce it to Logan, but even if it was modest, like one block, where there was interaction, where there was a vision, where it could be maybe not tree lined, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have
Y'all, when I
purpose.
came in, y'all were talking about mineral wells, and that is beautiful, and the waterworks. When I moved to Guthrie, it was an eyesore. Now it stands out in a very positive way. But then right next to it is the trailer when you go, to the fairgrounds. If you could extend that where that consistent was a pretty entry into Guthrie rather than,
I don't know how much land we have there.
We have quite a bit of land back in there, but
Is
it's,
it on from where the house is and then back to the buildings? Do we,
right now we have an agreement with the community garden. They have that part from the house on around to the back side of the water treatment plant. But on the other side of the road, there between the
there's a trailer house in there?
yeah, it's
trailer house.
a trailer house and
I
it's
think
kind of
it's-
rough
Oh,
looking.
no, we don't own that.
Oh, that's
We-
what I say,
No,
I don't know
we own back on the other side of the pond. It's kind of a slough in there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We-
but what he's talking about was something, putting trees in.
Make it consistent, but
And you're talking about on the
South.
west side of that road, aren't you?
No, south side.
yeah, like the waterworks.
Between the rodeo.
Yeah, you enter the fairgrounds
Right.
and you see an old trailer.
But there's on the south side.
Oh, that's
we
not
don't-
ours.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
that
ours.
belongs.
Whose is that?
That's county.
County's one. I mean, let's say we wanted to make the trees. Well, you couldn't marry them because those are 100 years old, some of them. But
Now the community garden planted some fruit trees.
yeah,
along
they planted some. And that extended it kind of.
Yes.
But if the donation trees, if we could do a dozen or something, or we had a vision that we're going to implement, would we have that option?
Oh, well, I think you would.
Well, just like Blue said, he planted a lot of those at the cemetery.
Cherry Parks.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got several dead trees out at the cemetery that we need to get out, and we hope to get them out this winter if we're able to. And so those need to be replaced because,
I've noticed a lot of people are losing their trees.
well, some of them
Across the
are.
street from me, there's 2 dead that have died this year and some
We
more
had
of
such
them.
a drought, I think that's what, and people didn't remember to water their trees.
No, we had so much water, and then we had drought. The extreme.
Yeah.
Well, okay, with the county land, is that something, if they give us permission, we'd maybe like to pursue that, or not?
You'll have to get with the county. You would have to do an agreement. That would have to go to the DA. It's very.
Sounds complicated, but
It's very complicated.
do you want me to maybe take the first step and,
Well, the first step would be to add it to the county commissioner's agenda for you to even be
do you want
heard.
me
that
to communicate
That's
that?
what you would want to do.
Yeah, you have to go before them and.
I mean, this is your board. I'm just.
Okay.
Here,
I mean,
you
it
all
wouldn't-
See, when y'all
decide.
came in, that's where my mind went, you know, to
If you
extend
want
that
to take
stuff.
in the project, all power to you.
Okay.
But like he's talking about, it is a pretty area to put trees in.
Yeah, there's
to
nothing
do
there except
along
trailer.
that- You're
Yeah, but-
saying kind of along that road.
Yeah.
We want to
the
hide the
south side
trailer
of
with
that
some pretty
road.
trees.
Yes, I want to
That's what
hide
we wanna do.
it. It's awkward because like,
Doesn't Abe Gassenport own part of that? He owns part of it and then the county.
oh, it's not even all county.
No,
It
it's
sounds
not.
complicated. But it's awkward because
Where's
like
the
they'll have territorial,
Abe Realty.
I mean, that's a pretty area to put trees in.
it would be
Oh, it
good.
would be.
I mean, it would be easier if it is privately owned because then we can just contact the landowner and say,
Well, that's
hey,
true.
we would really like to
Yeah.
plant some trees here. Do you mind? And-
Okay.
Yeah.
It's awkward also because the Christmas,
Need to look on GIS and see exactly who owns it.
okay, I'll find out. But to me, I get embarrassed, like they'll have the Christmas crafts there and there's so many beautiful buildings and places in Guthrie and then this is being recorded. But I mean, you know what I mean? And then it's like, that's where it is. And then the bill, you know, so if you could have something, you know, to preoccupy. Anyway, I'll shut up. But.
Well, do some research.
Yeah,
on it.
just
Okay.
find out who
Take
owns
it
it.
on yourself, do
Okay.
some
We
research.
can talk about it.
And usually, most of the county commissioners are pretty lenient on letting you do.
Okay, if they say yes, is there gonna be a way for us to irrigate them?
There's right by that sign, there's
That's true.
water.
And that's
right
city water that we can,
That's county water.
that's county water.
Owns that piece there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little hydrant, yeah.
And that's what you have to think about, what city
Yeah,
and
all
what
of those
county.
things.
But it
But
can
you
be
could
done.
maybe even get Loves or somebody to allow you to use their water, or even if you got permission, that they would sponsor those
Mhm.
trees
It's-
in
Yeah.
cooperation with
Right.
the Forestry Board or something.
Yeah, and make sure you put your board there. This
Kind
is,
of front and center.
yeah, put that board there because there's a lot of things the forestry board can do.
And I don't mind if I need to draft any legal documents, if we're gonna have some kind of a memorandum of agreement or anything like that with Loves or whoever.
So see, there's a lot of things here just talking that's coming up, and I think could be good. And it'd be a good project for us.
Well, maybe we'll do more with the little amount of trees we have than the big abundance we used to have.
I just wanna name them.
That idea, I think that's just fantastic.
I'll even pay for their little plaques.
I think that's just great.
Being no further business, we are adjourned.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maxine.
Thank you.